What's cooking, guys? Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be doing my predictions for UFC 327, Procházka versus Ulberg. And I know it's been a while since I posted because I've just been lazy and my videos haven't been getting that much views, so I just couldn't be fucked. But yeah, I've been looking forward to this card for a while because it feels like it's been forever since we've actually gotten a good card, like a good pay-per-view that we're super hyped for. Because it fucking has been. It's been like over 2 months since UFC 324, I think it was, Gaethje and Paddy. Although Volk versus Lopez was alright. But yeah, the last card, Holloway versus Oliveira, was absolute slop. Like, the card just absolutely sucked. The main event sucked. And the hype for the card was just dead. Like, I just was not excited. I mean, I was kind of excited to watch UFC, but like, I'm always excited to watch UFC. So like, I wasn't like awake at night, like waiting for the next day to pass, like I was for 324 or 323 or 322. Now, even the fucking Garn Aspinall card I was somewhat hyped for. But this is actually a good card. Like, the prelims are pretty stacked, even though we've had a few fights fall through. Like, we just had Joshua Van fall through, which fucking sucks. I mean, at least it's being added to the Strickland card, which I was not looking forward to that much, just because I was not hyped for the main event. What other fights have we lost? I feel like we've lost one more. Oh yeah, we lost Beneil Dariush's execution against Manuel Torres. Now he's being sent to fight Quillan Salkeld, so he's still being fucking executed. But yeah, even though the card has fallen apart a little bit, now we're getting Apollo Costa co-main, which I don't know how I feel about that, but the card's shaping up rather nicely. And let's take a look at the early prelims, or the prelims, to get this whole thing started, alright? Kicking off the early prelims, sorry, I fucked that up. We've got Charles Radke versus Francisco Prado. I think Charles Radke should probably win this. Then we've got Kelvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. Gastelum will win this. I mean, Luque is beyond wash. I mean, unless you're slow-ass Thembo Garimba. Dwayne Johnson wants that house back, a little bro, by the way. Yeah, I feel like Gastelum should easily win this. Gastelum still has a chin, at least, even though he's fat, out of shape, doesn't take his career seriously. Luque is just like, he's got something wrong with his brain. I feel bad for the guy, really, because it's tragic what happened to him. But yeah, give me Gastelum. I don't give a fuck about Chris Padilla versus Manuel. I'm not even going to bother pronounce it. I don't give a fuck about Tatiana Suarez. Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown. I feel like this is one Kevin Holland should win, but it's Kevin Holland, so don't bank on it. But I will pick Kevin Holland by decision. Mateus Gamrot versus Esteban Ribovic. Now, this is a good one. I gotta lean with Mateus Gamrot. I mean, Ribovic is good, really good, but Gamrot's a huge step up in competition. I could see him maybe winning on damage, and like similar to the Dan Hooker fight, it's just like an absolute scrap. But I could also see Gamrot just having a smudge fest masterclass 29-28 decision. But yeah, give me Mateus Gamrot by, yeah, I'm gonna say 29-28 decision. And then the prelim headliner, we got Aaron Pico versus Patricia Pitbull. Now, I've been back and forth on this one. I'm not going to lie. At first, I was like, give me Pico. But then I had a thought about it. I thought, Pico's really not that good. And a lot of these MMA YouTubers like Bedtime and even Lucas and all that have actually opened my eyes a bit and made me realize, what has Aaron Pico done? Like, Patricia Pitbull was a Bellator double champ. Aaron Pico was unranked in Bellator. He came to the UFC and got KO'd by Lerone Murphy. Sure, he had some success, but Lerone Murphy was building into the fight and was figuring him out and then brutally slept him. I feel like this one could go either way, but I'm going to lean Patricia Pitbull by decision. Possibly by KO, because Pico is vulnerable to getting knocked out cold because he's so over-aggressive and he's kind of chinny, but I do think Pitbull will kind of like, I don't know, what's the word? Crafted up to a decision, I think is the right term. But yeah, now let's take a look at the main card. Opening up the main card, we have a fight that I think could potentially be fight of the night, assuming they don't just automatically give it to the main event. We have Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr. Even though I'm pretty sure Cub Swanson retired like over a year ago, I guess he's coming back to fight Nate Landwehr. And I'm going to pick Nate Landwehr to win this one by TKO. I think it'll be a back and forth fight. Like, it's going to be an absolute war. But I'm going to have to favor Nate the Train on this one just because he's younger. You know, he hasn't retired. And I don't even know why Cub's coming back. Hopefully they give him a proper retirement this time. Unlike last time where they're just like, see ya. But yeah, I think it'll be back and forth. There might be a few knockdowns. But I think Nate's eventually just going to pour it on him. And he's going to be able to finish him. Probably, I'm going to say, in the third round. I could see Cub winning this, but I'm going to go with Nate on this one. And then we have a guaranteed first round KO between Dominic Reyes and Johnny Walker. And honestly, like I said, this is an interesting fight because both of them are chinny as fuck, but they both also have crazy power. Honestly, it comes down to who lands first, and I'm going to favor Reyes on this one. I just think he's higher level than Walker. He's fought at a higher level. He's fought for the belt before against Jones. And sure, he has been brutally KO'd by a lot of top contenders, but so has Johnny Walker. He's been KO'd by lesser fighters than the guys that Reyes has been KO'd by. Like, pretty much everyone except Ryan Spann has pretty much been, like, title contender worthy that he's been KO'd by. Like, Jiří, like, Jan Blachowicz, like, Ulberg. Like, these aren't terrible losses. It's really only the, the Ryan Spann one that's not a good look for Reyes. Whereas Johnny Walker pretty much just gets KO'd by anyone that touches him. I don't know how Zhang Minyang didn't chin him. Like, how bad is he? Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go with Reyes by first round KO. I just think he's better. He's got better boxing. I think he's going to be able to catch Walker first. And it's going to be like a hilarious KO. Who knows? Maybe Walker does some crazy, fluky, spinny shit and catches Reyes first, but I don't see that happening. So yeah, I'm going to go with Johnny Walker by first round KO. Then we have Curtis Blades versus Josh Hockett. I'm kind of interested in this fight because it's a massive step up for Josh Hockett, but I'm going to go with Curtis Blades on this one. I just think the experience of Blades will be too much. I mean, I think Josh Hockett can put up a decent fight, but I do think Blades is going to be able to scrape out a decision. Probably a 29-28 or a 30-27, I'm feeling. Hockett's good. He's got potential. He's a lot more athletic than the rest of these tubs of lard at heavyweight, but I just think this is too much too soon for him. And yeah, I've got to pick Curtis Blades. And then in the co-main event, we have Azamat Murzakanov versus Paulo Costa. Crazy to think this went from prelim headliner to co-main event. Like, holy shit, this card's been all over the place. How does Paulo Costa do it? How does he keep getting put in fucking co-main events? Like, last time, he was in a co-main event against fucking Roman Kopylov. Like, how do they let that co-headline a pay-per-view? Jesus. Even this, I'll be honest, isn't the strongest co-main, but yeah. Azamat's a top contender, so I guess it's kind of more acceptable this time. Whereas last time, it was against Roman Kopylov, who was unranked or barely ranked off of memory. Now, as far as my prediction goes, part of me wants to pick Paulo Costa because of lighter man's skill, and I also just don't think that Azamat Murzakanov is all that. I do think he is kind of overrated. Like, a lot of his fights he's losing before he gets the knockout, and he's had plenty of close fights with lower competition, but I do think this fight's going to be up like a brawl, and I'm going to favor Azamat. He's bigger, he's got more power. I mean, Costa does have a pretty good chin, especially if he doesn't have to cut weight. His chin's probably going to be better, but he's also never been hit by a guy like Azamat up a weight class. Like, he did take some bombs from Yoel Romero, but that was also, like 6 or 7 years ago. And I mean, even though I don't think Azamat's that good, he is undefeated for a reason. Like, he fucking colded Rakic. I know Rakic is kind of on a decline, but no one's done him like that before. Even Jiří was kind of getting tuned up by Rakic before the KO, but yeah, I do think it's going to be back and forth. I think it'll be kind of a brawl, but I do think Azamat is going to hurt Paulo Costa, and he's going to TKO him and put him away. So yeah, that's going to be my pick. I'm going to say Azamat Murzakanov by second round TKO. Now let's move on to the main event of the evening. We have Autistic Samurai Jiří Procházka versus male stripper Carlos Prates. I mean, fucking Carlos Ulberg. Fuck, I can't believe I actually just called him Prates. What the fuck? But yeah, this fucking picture is wild. I can't believe there's a photo of him that exists. But yeah, I'm going to go with Jiří on this one. I feel like a lot of people are counting out Ulberg. Like, Ulberg is dangerous, and there is a chance that he does chin Jiří, because I do think he has more knockout power than Khalil and is like more accurate than Khalil and Jamal Hill for sure. Especially like we saw what happened when that Todd, what was his name? Alonzo Menefield just charged at him and got fucking colded in 14 seconds. I fear that could potentially happen to Jiří. Not that he charges in like a Todd like that, but he does charge in recklessly with his chin up in the air. And there is a chance that Ulberg does land a left hook and fucking cold him. But I also think Ulberg is on the back foot way too much and is just too comfortable throwing leg kicks and trying to pitter-pat at range. And I feel like if you're trying to do that against Jiří, yeah, he's just going to pour it on you once he gets his timing down. And I just don't know, because Ulberg has been KO'd before when someone tried to put the pressure on him. So I think Jiří is more than capable of doing the same thing he did to Rakic and even to Khalil. Like, that's honestly how I see it going. I feel like it's going to be similar to the Rakic fight, just like more drawn out. Like, I do think Ulberg's going to try and pace himself a bit more because it is a 5-round fight. But I do think, especially as the rounds go on, especially as they get closer to the championship rounds, maybe it'll happen in the championship rounds. I just think Jiří's going to start coming forward, start putting pressure on him, and start trying to break Carlos Ulberg down. And I don't know, Ulberg does get hit from time to time, and we haven't really seen a guy like Jiří go, like, fuck, how do I word this? Jiří's faced plenty of guys like Ulberg, whereas Ulberg hasn't really faced a guy like Jiří. The only X factor here, I feel like, for Ulberg is the power. Like, we don't know if he has the power to hurt Jiří, because Jiří's faced plenty of power punchers or people who are perceived as, like, knockout artists, like Jamal Hill and fucking Khalil Roundtree. Even Dominic Reyes as well has got a bit of pop. And, what's his name? Glover Teixeira as well has got a bit of pop. So he's faced plenty of power punches. The only guy who was actually able to knock him out in the UFC was Alex Pereira. And I can guarantee you Ulberg does not have the power or the kickboxing and striking skills of Alex Pereira. So there is that. Who knows? Maybe he does somehow, but I don't think so. Just going off of logic, I've got to go with Jiří on this one. There is a chance Ulberg catches him if Jiří's too reckless and Ulberg finds the right shot, but that's a big ask maybe. While I do have a sneaking suspicion that Ulberg will win, and if I were to vibes pick, I'd probably pick Ulberg, but logic's just telling me Jiří. I've got to go with Jiří on this one. I have been wrong in all of my main event predictions this year, so I'm hoping this one breaks the streak. Plus, I would really like Jiří as champ again. I think a lot of us would. But yeah, I'm going to go with Jiří Procházka by a 3rd or 4th round KO. I think it's going to be like Ulberg picks at him for the first 2 rounds as Jiří tries to get his timing down, and eventually, as Ulberg starts to fade a bit from the pressure, Jiří's just going to come forward, put it on him, and knock him out. But yeah, that's just my predictions, guys. Let's wrap this video up, shall we? Well, guys, that'll do it for today. Please try and get this video some more views, because my last few videos have kind of tanked, and I really hate making videos if they're going to get less than 100 views. You know how it is. But yeah, please like the video, subscribe, hashtag all hail the Marlin Army, and I'll see you guys in the next video after the fights. Goodbye.